I was born and raised a Catholic, and therefore I was trained in obeying my parents, obeying my teachers, and respecting authority. I went to parochial school and was learned how to do right from wrong, and therefore that was the principle that was instilled in me. I began to take pride in the great person that I was. I do all the right things. And then I fell into this comfort zone of beginning to compare myself to other people my age who weren't so great. They join gangs and do drugs, steal cars, cut class, do all kinds of crazy stuff. And I said to myself when I was about 17, thank God I'm not one of those people. But it wasn't long thereafter, things in my life just started falling apart. I began to feel anxiety and doubt that I never knew existed. What if I'm a crime victim? What if I get murdered or beaten up? Because I've seen news stories on TV of people who are even better than me being such victims. And so if it could happen to them, it could happen to me. And by that time, it became clear that my self-righteous attitude had its loopholes that weren't too small for the enemy to slip through. Fortunately, at the time, I had a couple of friends that lived just around the block from me, and they were involved in a local church. A couple guys get up in front, they play these Jesus songs on their guitar, and I was never a singer. I didn't want to sing along with them or anything like that. Knowing that this would be beneficial for me, I stayed consistent and continued going every week. And when it came time for prayer, in the middle of the worship portion of the service, one of the guys wrapped his arm around me and just prayed for me in a way that I've never been prayed for in the past. And I just felt a spiritual release of all my just trauma and being let down and shortcomings. They were just like lifted. I'm like, wow, I've never been loved like this in all my life. This is awesome. It wasn't long thereafter, Billy Graham happened to have a crusade at the Arco Arena. Now it's the Sleep Train. In October of that year, and our small group went there one night that he was preaching. And at the end of his event, he made an altar call. I decided to go down, knowing that it would be beneficial for me, and I thought my friends would appreciate it. And they asked me a bunch of questions about salvation and Jesus, blah, 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 blah. And I finally committed my life to Jesus Christ. And so 20 plus years later, here I am. I now serve in various ministries. I try to share the gospel with people I work with and the general public. And I feel I've really come a long way. And it's just so amazing that a desire to make new friends actually turned out to be something better, an eternal relationship with Jesus Christ.